cap. So I've tinkered with the air hoses, and I'm waiting to see when okay, so the aerator's on there. Kind of hard to see in the darkness. But those are all the bubbles coming from the aerator in the bottom of the pool. And why is that? I will tell you. Because over here, I had this pump set up for the air hose. And these pumps are very powerful. So it was like obliterating. It was way too strong for these 3 silly little drums. So what we need to do is come off of this existing pump. So this pump right now is running that aerator at the bottom of the pond. That aerator is actually pretty sweet. It's like the size of a Frisbee, and it's got lots of little micro, you can't even see the holes. So it has to push really hard to get air through there. So what I have done, I've come off the side here with a ball valve. So the ball valve's off, but this now goes into the drums. Okay, so this is the path of least resistance. If I were to turn that ball valve all the way open, you know, the micro bubbles at the bottom of the pool would cease immediately, and then this pump would be obliterating my drums. So what I'm going to do is now just give like a little bit of air to the drums, and hopefully this won't blow off. I think it's in pretty good shape, but that's just a little bit. And now we're going to see if this is starting to bubble, and I don't know. I don't see anything yet. Oh yeah, I forgot. Another thing with the drums, the path of least resistance here is the last drum. Aha! Look at that, great. So now all I have to do, now I know that that pump can run both the drums and the aerator in the pond, which is still running. So all those bubbles are from the aerator. And I just put a little touch of, sorry, the zoom is tough for me to do. I put a little touch of air into the drums, and obviously that was enough to get this baby bubbling. So the problem is here, this drum is wide open at the bottom with regard to air. This 1/2-inch PVC, it just goes in halfway and dead ends. You know, there's no regulator in there. There's no regulator here. I took the ball valve out so I could run this little experiment. There's no regulator on this one, you know? So this guy, he just goes into that drum and also is just wide open. So there's no resistance here. So why would air come to this drum when it's easier to go into this last drum where there's no regulator and it's at the end of the line, you know? So like all the air is pressing into this drum and it's coming out just fine, which means this drum is getting robbed and this drum is definitely getting robbed because this guy has at the bottom, the PVC goes through with a cap on it and it just has a bunch of little holes drilled through the thing. So there's no chance this guy's gonna bubble until I regulate that pressure on the last drum. So the good news is I don't need a new pump. I just have to buy a couple more ball valves. Put a ball valve here, a ball valve here, and then I can shut these ones down a little bit and get some air into this tank and the next one over. So that's great news. I'm very happy about that. I've done a lot of work here with a heat gun. As you can see, I've used like all of my pipes. This is kind of fun. This is CPVC 1/2-inch, which is shorter in outside diameter than regular 1/2-inch PVC. And then I have this 1/2-inch, is this 1/2-inch or 3/4? This is 3/4 of this black tubing that you can buy at Lowe's. This is water pipe, but it's just very interesting that they all sleeve together very well. You need the heat gun to heat them up a little bit, and then of course they're pretty well airtight once they cool off. And then the 4th type I have is the 1/2-inch water pipe. So I, you know, Mickey Moused all sorts of stuff together today. Very proud of myself. Anyway, yes. So you can also use the heat gun to bend these pipes, which is very helpful. Yeah, super duper.